I am an enthusiastic English teacher starting my new job at a local school. The classroom is bright and welcoming, with posters of famous landmarks and inspirational quotes. My goal is to teach English in a fun and engaging way to help my students communicate better and feel more confident. As I walk into the classroom for the first time, I am filled with a sense of excitement and anticipation. The room is a cheerful space, decorated with colorful posters of places like the Eiffel Tower, the Statue of Liberty, and the Great Wall of China. These images are not just decorative. They are meant to inspire my students to see the possibilities that learning English can bring. There are also posters with motivational quotes such as, "Believe in yourself," and "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." I want my students to feel that this classroom is a place where they can dream big and achieve their goals. The desks are arranged in a semicircle to encourage interaction and communication. I believe that learning a language should be a collaborative effort, and I want my students to feel comfortable talking to each other and to me. At the front of the room, there is a large whiteboard where I will write the day's lessons, and next to it, a bulletin board displays a word of the day and a phrase of the week. These will be tools to help my students expand their vocabulary and learn useful expressions. Before the students arrive, I take a few moments to prepare the materials for the first lesson. I have a stack of name tags, colorful markers, and a list of simple English greetings and introductions. I want to start with something easy and engaging to build their confidence. I also have a few fun activities planned to get them talking and using the new words and phrases they will learn. As the bell rings, signaling the start of the school day, I stand at the door to greet each student as they come in. "Good morning. Welcome to English class," I say with a smile. The students respond shyly at first, but I can see their faces light up when they hear the friendly tone of my voice. I hand each student a name tag and ask them to write their name in big, bold letters. This simple activity helps break the ice and makes it easier for me to learn their names. Once everyone is seated, I introduce myself. "Good morning, everyone. My name is David, and I'm your new English teacher. I'm very excited to be here with you today." I can see a few nervous faces, so I continue. "Don't worry, we're going to have a lot of fun while we learn. My goal is to help you feel more confident speaking English, and we're going to do that together." I begin by writing "hello" and "good morning" on the whiteboard. I point to the words and say, "Can everyone say hello?" The students repeat after me, "Hello." I smile and give them a thumbs up. "Great job. Now let's try good morning." The students echo, "Good morning." I can see their confidence growing already. Next, I write, "My name is David" on the board. Today, we're going to learn how to introduce ourselves, I explain. When you meet someone new, you can say, "My name is David. What is your name?" I demonstrate by pointing to myself and saying, "My name is David. What is your name?" I then point to a student in the front row. The student looks a bit nervous, so I give an encouraging smile and repeat the phrase. "My name is Ariel. What is your name?" The student responds softly, "My name is Alex." I smile warmly and say, "Nice to meet you, Alex." I then ask the students to practice introducing themselves to the person sitting next to them. The room fills with the sounds of introductions and friendly chatter. I walk around, listening and offering help when needed. I see some students struggling with pronunciation, so I give them tips and encouragement. Take your time, I say. It's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn. After a few minutes of practice, I ask for a few volunteers to introduce themselves to the whole class. A few hands go up, and I call on a student in the back row. My name is Maria. What is your name? She says confidently. Great job, Maria, I applaud. Who would like to go next? One by one, more students stand up and introduce themselves. Each time, I offer praise and encouragement, building their confidence with every step. To reinforce what we've learned, I introduce a fun game called Name Toss. I take a soft ball and explain the rules. When you catch the ball, you say your name and then toss it to someone else, asking, "What is your name?" The students are excited to play, and the game quickly becomes lively. They laugh and cheer as they toss the ball around, practicing their introductions and getting to know each other better. As the class comes to an end, I gather everyone's attention and say, "You all did an amazing job today. I'm so proud of each one of you for trying your best. Remember, learning a new language takes time and practice, but I'm here to help you every step of the way." I then hand out a worksheet with the phrases we learned today and some additional practice exercises for them to do at home. Don't forget to practice what we learned today with your friends and family, I remind them. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. The bell rings, and the students begin to gather their things. As they leave, I stand at the door to say goodbye. Great job today. See you tomorrow, I say with a smile. The students respond with cheerful goodbyes and waves. I feel a sense of satisfaction and excitement for the days ahead. After the students have left, I sit down at my desk to reflect on the first day. I think about the moments of connection, the smiles, and the progress each student made. I know that teaching English will have its challenges, but seeing the students' enthusiasm and willingness to learn fills me with hope and determination. I am committed to making every lesson engaging and meaningful, and I look forward to seeing my students grow and succeed. Teaching English is not just about grammar and vocabulary. It's about opening doors to new opportunities and building bridges between cultures. I am excited to be part of my students' journey and to help them unlock their potential. Together, we will explore the richness of the English language and discover the joy of learning. As I prepare for the next lesson, I think about new activities and strategies to keep the students engaged and motivated. I want to create a classroom environment where every student feels valued and supported. I believe that with patience, creativity, and a positive attitude, I can make a difference in their lives. This is just the beginning of our journey together. I am ready to face the challenges and celebrate the successes. I am here to teach, to inspire, and to learn alongside my students. With every lesson, we will take another step towards mastering the English language and achieving our dreams. I have always loved the English language and believe that everyone should have the opportunity to learn it. On my first day, I introduce myself to the class with a big smile. Good morning, everyone. My name is David, and I'm your new English teacher. The students repeat after me, "Good morning, Mr. and Ms. David." I look around the room, meeting the eyes of each student. I want them to feel welcomed and at ease. I'm very excited to be here with you today, I continue. We're going to learn a lot of new things together, and we're going to have fun doing it. To start off, I write hello and good morning on the whiteboard. Can everyone say hello? I ask, and the students respond, hello. I give them an encouraging nod. Great. Now, let's try good morning. The students echo, good morning. I can see their confidence starting to build. Next, I write, my name is David on the board. Today, we're going to learn how to introduce ourselves, I explain. When you meet someone new, you can say, my name is David. What is your name? I demonstrate by pointing to myself and saying, my name is David. What is your name? I then point to a student in the front row. The student looks a bit nervous, so I give an encouraging smile and repeat the phrase. My name is John. What is your name? The student responds softly. My name is Alex. I smile warmly and say, nice to meet you, Alex. I then ask the students to practice introducing themselves to the person sitting next to them. The room fills with the sounds of introductions and friendly chatter. I walk around, listening and offering help when needed. I see some students struggling with pronunciation, so I give them tips and encouragement. Take your time, I say. It's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn. After a few minutes of practice, I ask for a few volunteers to introduce themselves to the whole class. A few hands go up, and I call on a student in the back row. My name is Maria. What is your name? She says confidently. Great job, Maria. I applaud. Who would like to go next? One by one, more students stand up and introduce themselves. Each time I offer praise and encouragement, building their confidence with every step. To reinforce what we've learned, I introduce a fun game called Name Toss. I take a soft ball and explain the rules. When you catch the ball, you say your name and then toss it to someone else, asking, what is your name? The students are excited to play, and the game quickly becomes lively. They laugh and cheer as they toss the ball around, practicing their introductions and getting to know each other better. As the class comes to an end, I gather everyone's attention and say, you all did an amazing job today. I'm so proud of each one of you for trying your best. Remember, learning a new language takes time and practice, but I'm here to help you every step of the way. I then hand out a worksheet with the phrases we learned today and some additional practice exercises for them to do at home. Don't forget to practice what we learned today with your friends and family, I remind them. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. The bell rings, and the students begin to gather their things. As they leave, I stand at the door to say goodbye. Great job today. See you tomorrow, I say with a smile. The students respond with cheerful goodbyes and waves. I feel a sense of satisfaction and excitement for the days ahead. During the lesson, I encourage the students to introduce themselves. My name is John. What is your name? One student says. Another replies, my name is Maria. I walk around the room, listening and helping with pronunciation. As I move from one group to another, I notice some students struggling with certain sounds, so I give them tips and exercises to improve. Remember to take your time and speak clearly, I advise. It's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn. One student, Alex, raises his hand and says he's having trouble understanding when to use is and are. I smile and walk to the front of the classroom to explain. That's a great question, Alex, I say. Let's go over it together. I write is and are on the whiteboard. We use is for one person or thing, I begin, and are for more than one. I write 2 sentences as examples. She is a student, and they are students. I point to the sentences and say, she is one person, so we use is. They are more than one person, so we use are. I then turn to the class and ask, can anyone give me another example using is or are? A student named Emma raises her hand. He is a teacher, she says. Exactly, I respond, writing her sentence on the board. He is one person, so we use is. Next, I ask, can someone give me a sentence using are? A student named Ben hesitantly raises his hand. They are my friends, he says. Great job, Ben. I write his sentence on the board as well. They are more than one person, so we use are. To reinforce the lesson, I ask the students to create their own sentences using is and are. I walk around the room, checking their work and providing feedback. I see Alex working diligently, and when I look at his sentences, I see that he's starting to get the hang of it. She is my sister. They are my brothers, he writes. I give him a thumbs up. Excellent work, Alex. You've got it. I also notice that some students are still struggling, so I take the time to sit with them individually, offering additional explanations and examples. I want to make sure everyone understands before we move on. To make the learning more interactive, I introduce a small group activity. Now, I want you to work in pairs, I say. Take turns making sentences with is and are. Help each other and practice as much as you can. The students pair up and start working together. The room buzzes with conversation as they practice and help each other. As I observe the groups, I see the students gaining confidence. They start to correct each other and offer support. It's wonderful to see them working together and improving their language skills. Towards the end of the lesson, I ask for a few volunteers to share their sentences with the class. Several hands go up, and I call on a student named Lily. My example is, "The cat is on the mat," she says proudly. "Great job, Lily," I respond. "And who has an example with are?" A student named Jason raises his hand. "The books are on the table," he says confidently. "Excellent, Jason," I say. "You all are doing fantastic work." As we wrap up the lesson, I recap the key points. Remember, is for one person or thing, and are is for more than one. Practice these rules, and they'll become easier over time. I also remind them of the importance of practice. The more you use these words, the more natural they will feel. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how we learn and grow. To conclude, I give the students a homework assignment to reinforce what we learned. Tonight, I want you to write 5 sentences using is and 5 sentences using are. Be creative and have fun with it, I say. The students nod, ready to take on the challenge. As the class ends, I feel proud of the progress we've made. I can see the students becoming more comfortable with English, and it's a rewarding feeling. I look forward to seeing their sentences and continuing our journey of learning together. To ensure that my students grasp the essential vocabulary, I start by focusing on the words and phrases that are fundamental for basic introductions and greetings. These include hello, good morning, my name is, and what is your name? The first word we practice is hello. I write it on the whiteboard and say it out loud, encouraging the students to repeat after me. Hello, I say, pointing to the word. The students echo, hello. I emphasize the importance of greeting someone with a friendly tone and smile. Next, we move on to good morning. I explain that this phrase is used in the morning to greet someone warmly. Good morning, I say, gesturing to the students to repeat. They respond, good morning. I walk around the classroom, listening to their pronunciation and offering gentle corrections when needed. To make the practice more interactive, I introduce a simple role-playing exercise. I pair the students up and ask them to greet each other with hello and good morning. As they practice, I circulate around the room, providing feedback and encouragement. The room fills with cheerful voices as the students engage in the activity. We then transition to, my name is. I write the phrase on the board and demonstrate how to use it by saying, my name is David. I ask each student to stand up and introduce themselves using the phrase. My name is John, one student says. My name is Maria, another follows. I applaud their efforts and correct any mispronunciations gently. The final phrase we practice is, what is your name? I explain that this question is used to ask someone their name. I write it on the board and demonstrate by asking a student, what is your name? The student responds, my name is Alex. I smile and say, nice to meet you, Alex. I then have the students practice the question and answer in pairs. To reinforce the vocabulary, I introduce a fun activity called Find a Friend. Each student receives a card with a name on it. Their task is to walk around the room, asking their classmates, what is your name? Until they find the person whose name matches the one on their card. The activity is lively and engaging, with students enthusiastically participating and practicing their new phrases. Once the students are comfortable with the vocabulary, we move on to the grammar point of the lesson, using is and are. I explain that is used for one person or thing, while are is used for more than one. To illustrate this, I write examples on the board. He is a student, and they are students. I provide more examples to ensure the students understand the rule. She is a teacher, I say, and the students repeat. We are friends, I continue, and they echo back. I emphasize the importance of using the correct form based on whether the subject is singular or plural. To practice, I give the students a worksheet with sentences that require them to fill in the blanks with is or are. I encourage them to work in pairs, discussing their answers and helping each other. As they complete the worksheet, I walk around the room, offering assistance and checking their work. To make the practice more dynamic, I introduce a game called Is or Are. I divide the class into two teams. I read a sentence aloud, and the teams must decide if it requires is or are. For example, I say, the book it's use on the table, and the students must choose the correct word. The game is competitive and fun, with students eagerly participating and cheering for their team. By the end of the lesson, the students feel more confident in their ability to greet others and introduce themselves in English. I praise their efforts, saying, "You all did a fantastic job today. Keep practicing, and you'll get even better." I gather the students' attention and offer words of encouragement. I am so proud of each and every one of you, I say with a smile. You worked hard today, and you learned a lot. Remember, the key to learning a new language is practice. The more you practice, the better you will become. I remind the students of the vocabulary and grammar points we covered. Don't forget to use hello and good morning when you greet someone. And remember, my name is David, and what is your name are great ways to introduce yourself and make new friends. I see nods of understanding and smiles on their faces. To reinforce the lesson, I assign a homework activity. Tonight, I want you to write a short paragraph introducing yourself. Use the phrases we learned today and try to include at least one sentence with is and one with are. Be creative and have fun with it. I distribute the assignment sheets and answer any questions they might have. Before the students leave, I take a moment to individually congratulate them on their progress. Great job today, Maria. Keep up the good work, I say. Alex, you're doing fantastic. I'm proud of you, I add. I want each student to feel valued and encouraged to continue their efforts. As the bell rings and the students gather their things, I stand at the door to say goodbye. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. I wave as they leave, feeling a sense of accomplishment. I know that today's lesson has laid a strong foundation for their English learning journey. My first day of teaching shows that learning English can be enjoyable with the right approach and support. The key takeaway is to practice regularly and not be afraid of making mistakes. I encourage my students to practice the new words and phrases with friends or family to become more comfortable speaking English. Reflecting on the day, I realize the importance of creating a positive and supportive learning environment. My students need to feel that it's okay to make mistakes, and that each mistake is a step towards improvement. I am committed to fostering this environment and supporting them every step of the way. I prepare a few notes for the next lesson, thinking about ways to build on what we learned today. I plan to introduce new vocabulary and grammar points, but also to revisit the ones we covered to reinforce their understanding. I want to make sure that each lesson is a building block towards their overall language proficiency. In my journal, I jot down observations from the day. I note the students who seemed particularly engaged and those who might need extra support. I think about different activities and teaching methods to cater to the varied learning styles in the classroom. My goal is to ensure that every student feels included and capable of succeeding. I also consider ways to involve the students' families in their learning journey. I plan to send home a newsletter with tips on how parents can support their children's English practice. Simple activities like reading together or having English conversations at home can make a big difference. I want to build a partnership with the parents to create a comprehensive support system for the students. The day has been a rewarding experience, and I am filled with excitement for the future. Teaching English is not just about imparting knowledge, it's about inspiring confidence and a love for learning. I look forward to seeing my students grow and develop their skills. In the coming days, I will continue to explore new teaching strategies and activities to keep the lessons engaging and effective. I will also seek feedback from the students to understand what works best for them. Their input is invaluable in creating a learning experience that is tailored to their needs and interests. As I close my journal, I feel a deep sense of purpose and commitment. I am here to make a difference in my students' lives, to help them achieve their goals, and to open doors to new opportunities. This is just the beginning of our journey together, and I am excited to see where it leads. Teaching English is a journey of discovery for both the teacher and the students. Each day brings new challenges and opportunities for growth. I am grateful for the chance to be part of my students' lives and to help them unlock their potential. Together, we will explore the richness of the English language and discover the joy of learning. Hello, I'm Ali, and I've been teaching English for over 10 years. Throughout my career, I've had the pleasure of working with students from various backgrounds, each bringing their unique challenges and aspirations. My journey as an English teacher has been incredibly rewarding, and it has given me a deep understanding of the common hurdles that learners face. From pronunciation issues to grammatical complexities, and from building vocabulary to gaining confidence in speaking, I've seen it all. Early on, I noticed that many students felt overwhelmed by the traditional methods of learning English. Textbooks filled with complicated rules and endless lists of vocabulary often made the learning process seem daunting and tedious. It became clear to me that there was a need for a more engaging and simplified approach to teaching English. Driven by my passion for teaching and my desire to make English accessible to everyone, I set out to develop a method that would transform the learning experience. My goal was to create a system that not only simplifies the complexities of the language, but also makes the process enjoyable and practical. After years of research, trial and error, and gathering feedback from my students, I have crafted a fun and easy method to help you master English. This method is built on 3 core principles: simplicity, engagement, and practicality. I believe that learning should be straightforward, with concepts broken down into manageable parts. Each lesson is designed to build on the previous one, gradually increasing in complexity without overwhelming the learner. Engagement is another crucial aspect. Learning a language should never be a chore. It should be an exciting journey. That's why I incorporate interactive exercises, real-life scenarios, and multimedia resources to make the lessons dynamic and interesting. Whether it's through role-playing, watching English movies, or listening to English songs, my method ensures that you remain actively involved in the learning process. Practicality is key to mastering any language. It's not just about knowing the rules, it's about being able to use the language in real-world situations. My approach focuses on practical usage, ensuring that you can apply what you've learned in everyday conversations, whether you're traveling, working, or simply socializing. Throughout this story, I will guide you through the essential steps of learning English, starting with the basics and gradually advancing to more complex topics. We'll explore grammar in a simplified manner, improve your listening and speaking skills through engaging activities, and enhance your reading and writing abilities with practical exercises. Additionally, I'll introduce you to various technological tools and cultural resources that will support your learning journey. My mission is to make English learning a positive and empowering experience for you. I want to see you succeed, gain confidence, and enjoy the process of mastering a new language. So, let's embark on this journey together, and I promise you'll find that learning English can be fun, easy, and incredibly rewarding. Learning English starts with understanding the basics. Just like building a house, you need a strong foundation before you can add the walls and roof. In language learning, this foundation consists of simple vocabulary and phrases that you can use in everyday conversations. Mastering these basic elements will give you the confidence to engage in simple dialogues and gradually tackle more complex language structures. Let's begin with the most fundamental words: greetings and polite expressions. Words like hello, goodbye, please, and thank you are not only easy to learn, but also crucial for polite communication. These words are the building blocks of everyday interactions and are used in almost every conversation. Here are a few more essential phrases to get you started. Hello. A basic greeting used to start a conversation. Goodbye. A word used to end a conversation. Please. A polite expression used when requesting something. Thank you. An expression of gratitude. Yes. An affirmative response. No. A negative response. Excuse me. Used to get someone's attention or to apologize. I'm sorry. An apology for a mistake or inconvenience. Practice these words and phrases with friends or family members. Repetition is key to memorization, so try to incorporate them into your daily routine as much as possible. For example, greet your family members with hello in the morning and say goodbye when leaving for work or school. Use please and thank you when asking for or receiving help. The more you use these words, the more natural they will become. Next, let's move on to some basic questions and answers that you can use in everyday conversations. These will help you get to know others and provide basic information about yourself. What's your name? My name is Ali. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. And you? Where are you from? I'm from your country. Do you speak English? Yes, I do. No, I don't. Can you help me? Yes, of course. These simple questions and answers are great conversation starters. Practice them with a partner, taking turns asking and answering the questions. This will help you get comfortable with both speaking and listening in English. Understanding these terms will help you discuss and plan daily activities. To further solidify your understanding of the basics, immerse yourself in simple English media. Watch children's TV shows or listen to English nursery rhymes and songs. These are designed to be easy to understand and are often repetitive, which helps with memorization. Additionally, labeling objects around your home with their English names can be a great way to reinforce vocabulary. For example, place a label on your door that says door, on your table that says table, and so on. This constant visual reminder will help you associate the English words with the objects they represent. Remember, the key to mastering the basics is consistent practice and immersion. Use these simple words and phrases as much as possible in your daily life. Don't worry about making mistakes. They are a natural part of the learning process. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. With a strong foundation in the basics, you'll be well on your way to becoming proficient in English. Grammar can be intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. By breaking it down into simple, understandable parts and practicing regularly, you can master the basics of English grammar with ease. Let's start by understanding how basic sentences are structured and gradually build from there. In English, the simplest sentence consists of a subject and a verb. The subject is the person or thing performing the action, and the verb is the action itself. This basic structure forms the foundation of English sentences and is crucial to grasping more complex grammar rules later on. One of the most fundamental verbs in English is the verb to be. It's used to describe the subject and is essential in constructing basic sentences. The verb to be has different forms depending on the subject, such as am, is, and are. Mastering these forms is a significant step towards understanding English grammar. When practicing grammar, it's helpful to start with simple, declarative sentences. These are straightforward statements that provide information. As you become more comfortable, you can move on to forming negative sentences by adding not after the verb to be. This allows you to express what something is not, which is just as important as saying what it is. Once you're comfortable with declarative and negative sentences, the next step is to learn how to ask questions. In English, forming questions often involves inverting the subject and the verb to be. This can feel a bit tricky at first, but with practice, it becomes second nature. Asking questions is a vital part of everyday communication, so getting a good grasp on this is essential. Consistency in practice is key to mastering grammar. Set aside a little time each day to practice forming sentences, both written and spoken. Engage in exercises that challenge you to use new vocabulary and sentence structures. Don't worry about making mistakes. They are a natural part of the learning process. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. Interactive exercises can be particularly beneficial. These exercises might include filling in the blanks in sentences or rearranging words to form correct sentences. Such activities help reinforce the rules and patterns of grammar in a hands-on, engaging way. As you progress, you'll start to notice patterns and rules in English grammar. For instance, many verbs follow a regular pattern when changing tenses, but there are also irregular verbs that don't follow these patterns and need to be memorized. Gradually incorporating these into your practice will enhance your understanding and fluency. By starting with simple, clear sentences and gradually introducing more complexity, grammar can become manageable and even enjoyable. Remember to keep practicing regularly and to use English as much as possible in your daily life. The key to mastering grammar is persistence and consistent practice. With time and effort, you'll find that grammar becomes a useful tool rather than a daunting obstacle. Listening and speaking are two of the most critical skills in mastering any language, and English is no exception. Developing these skills requires consistent practice and exposure to the language in various contexts. Here are some strategies to help you improve your listening and speaking abilities in English. One of the most effective ways to improve your listening skills is by immersing yourself in English language media. Watching English movies, TV shows, and videos can significantly enhance your ability to understand spoken English. Choose content that interests you, whether it's action movies, romantic comedies, or documentaries. Pay attention to how words are pronounced and the rhythm of the language. Don't worry if you don't understand everything at first. Over time, your comprehension will improve. Similarly, listening to English songs can be a fun way to practice. Songs often use everyday language and can help you become familiar with common phrases and expressions. Try to sing along and imitate the pronunciation and intonation. This will not only improve your listening skills, but also your speaking fluency. Engaging in role-playing exercises is an excellent way to practice speaking. Find a partner who is also learning English or a native speaker willing to help. Create dialogues based on real-life scenarios, such as ordering food at a restaurant, booking a hotel room, or having a casual conversation about your day. Role-playing helps you practice using new vocabulary and grammar in a practical context, building your confidence and fluency. The shadowing technique is a powerful tool for improving both listening and speaking skills. It involves listening to a piece of spoken English and then repeating it as accurately as possible. Start with short, simple sentences and gradually move on to longer passages. Focus on mimicking the speaker's pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm. This exercise helps you develop a natural speaking flow and better understand how native speakers use the language. Participating in language exchange programs can provide valuable practice. You can connect with native English speakers who want to learn your native language. This mutual exchange allows both parties to practice speaking in a supportive environment. There are numerous online platforms where you can find language exchange partners, such as Tandem, HelloTalk, and Conversation Exchange. There are many apps designed to help you improve your listening and speaking skills. Apps like Duolingo, Rosetta Stone, and Babbel offer interactive lessons that focus on pronunciation and conversation practice. Speech recognition technology in these apps can provide feedback on your pronunciation, helping you make adjustments and improve. Take every opportunity to practice speaking English in real-life situations. Whether it's with friends, colleagues, or strangers, use English as much as possible. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. They are a natural part of the learning process. The more you practice, the more comfortable you will become. Many communities have English-speaking clubs or groups where learners can practice together. These clubs often organize meetings where members engage in discussions, debates, and presentations. Joining such a group can provide a structured and supportive environment to practice speaking. Podcasts and audiobooks are excellent resources for improving your listening skills. They cover a wide range of topics, so you can choose something that interests you. Listening to different speakers will expose you to various accents and speaking styles, enhancing your overall comprehension. When watching videos or listening to audio content, use subtitles or transcripts to help you follow along. This can be particularly helpful when you are just starting. Over time, try to wean yourself off the subtitles and rely more on your listening skills. Recording yourself speaking can be a useful exercise. Choose a topic, speak about it for a few minutes, and then listen to the recording. Pay attention to your pronunciation, intonation, and fluency. This practice allows you to identify areas for improvement and track your progress over time. Improving your listening and speaking skills in English takes time and consistent effort. By immersing yourself in the language through various media, practicing with partners, using technology, and engaging in real-life conversations, you can build your confidence and fluency. Remember, the key is to practice regularly and not be afraid of making mistakes. With dedication and persistence, you'll find that listening and speaking in English become more natural and enjoyable. Reading and writing are equally important skills that complement your listening and speaking abilities. They help you understand context, expand your vocabulary, and express your thoughts clearly. Here are some strategies to enhance your reading and writing skills in English. Begin your reading journey with simple texts. Children's books, short stories, and easy-to-read articles are excellent starting points. These materials are usually written in clear, straightforward language, making them accessible for beginners. As you read, take note of new words and phrases, and try to understand their meanings from the context. As your reading skills improve, gradually move on to more complex texts. Choose materials that interest you, whether they are novels, newspapers, or academic articles. Reading a variety of genres will expose you to different writing styles and vocabulary, broadening your understanding of the language. Writing regularly is one of the best ways to improve your writing skills. Start by keeping a journal in English. Write about your daily activities, thoughts, and experiences. Don't worry too much about grammar or spelling at first. The goal is to get used to expressing yourself in English. Over time, you can focus on improving the accuracy and complexity of your writing. Engage in various writing exercises to practice different aspects of writing. These might include writing short stories, essays, letters, or even social media posts. Experiment with different genres and styles to find what you enjoy most. Writing prompts can be a helpful tool to inspire your creativity and guide your practice. Reading extensively is one of the best ways to expand your vocabulary. Whenever you encounter a new word, try to infer its meaning from the context before looking it up in a dictionary. Keep a vocabulary notebook where you write down new words along with their definitions and example sentences. Review this notebook regularly to reinforce your memory. Reading helps you understand how words and phrases are used in context. Pay attention to how sentences are structured and how ideas are connected. This will improve your comprehension and make your own writing more coherent and logical. There are numerous online resources and apps designed to enhance your reading and writing skills. Websites like Grammarly and Hemingway offer tools to improve your writing by checking for grammar, punctuation, and style issues. Reading apps like Kindle allow you to look up words instantly and make notes as you read. Joining a reading group can provide motivation and support. These groups often select a book to read together and then meet to discuss it. Participating in these discussions can improve your comprehension and critical thinking skills, as well as provide an opportunity to practice speaking. Sharing your writing with others and receiving feedback is crucial for improvement. Find a writing partner, join a writing group, or participate in online writing communities. Constructive feedback can help you identify areas for improvement and motivate you to refine your skills. Consistency is key when it comes to reading and writing. Set aside time each day for these activities. Even 15-20 minutes of daily reading and writing can make a significant difference over time. The more you practice, the more natural and effortless these skills will become. Enhancing your reading and writing skills in English requires regular practice and a willingness to challenge yourself. By starting with simple texts, gradually progressing to more complex materials, and engaging in various writing exercises, you can develop a strong foundation in these essential skills. Remember, the more you read and write, the more proficient you will become. Embrace the process and enjoy the journey of becoming a more confident and capable English reader and writer. Technology offers numerous resources that can significantly aid your English learning journey. From interactive lessons to language exchange platforms, leveraging technology can make learning more accessible, engaging, and effective. Here are some ways to incorporate technology into your English learning routine. Language learning apps like Duolingo, Memrise, and Babbel provide structured, interactive lessons that cover vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. These apps use gamification to make learning fun and motivating, with daily challenges and progress tracking. They are particularly useful for practicing on the go, allowing you to learn anytime, anywhere. Websites like Coursera, Udemy, and edX offer a variety of online courses in English language learning. These courses often include video lectures, quizzes, and assignments, providing a comprehensive learning experience. Many of these platforms also offer free courses, making them accessible to everyone. YouTube is a treasure trove of educational content. Channels like Fluent English Podcast, English Addict with Mr. Duncan, and BBC Learning English provide lessons on various aspects of English, from grammar and vocabulary to pronunciation and idioms. Watching videos can help you improve your listening skills and understand different accents and speaking styles. Listening to English podcasts is a great way to improve your listening skills while on the go. There are podcasts tailored specifically for English learners, such as The English We Speak and Luke's English Podcast. These podcasts often discuss everyday topics and include explanations of vocabulary and expressions. Platforms like Tandem, Hello Talk, and Conversation Exchange connect you with native English speakers who want to learn your native language. This mutual exchange allows you to practice speaking and listening in a real conversational setting. Many of these platforms also offer text and voice chat options, providing flexibility in how you practice. Online dictionaries like Merriam-Webster, Oxford, and Cambridge provide comprehensive definitions, example sentences, pronunciation guides, and even language tips. They often have thesauruses integrated, which can help you find synonyms and antonyms to expand your vocabulary. Some dictionaries also offer language learning tools, such as Word of the Day and quizzes. Websites like BBC Learning English, VOA Learning English, and British Council offer a wide range of resources, including articles, videos, interactive exercises, and quizzes. These websites cater to different levels of learners and cover various aspects of the English language, from grammar and vocabulary to pronunciation and writing skills. Reading ebooks and listening to audiobooks are excellent ways to immerse yourself in English. Websites like Project Gutenberg offer free access to thousands of classic books. Apps like Audible provide a vast library of audiobooks across different genres. Listening to audiobooks can help you improve your listening skills and understand the rhythm and intonation of the language.